Preserving a country's history involves safeguarding tangible heritage like historical sites and artifacts, and intangible heritage such as traditions and languages, through conservation, documentation, and public education. Preserving tangible and intangible heritage is crucial for maintaining cultural identity, fostering community unity, and promoting economic growth through education and tourism. By safeguarding both physical artifacts and intangible traditions like languages and crafts, we connect with the past, build a stronger sense of belonging, and ensure that cultural diversity and human experience are passed down to future generations.
Sa wakas, tapos na yung exam. Guys, tara maglakbay sana ng araan. Ayoko pre, masyado na akong nasaktan.
Kung di rin tayo sa huli.
Ano ka ba? Hindi yan. Paano ba? Tara sa Bigan.
Anong makikita doon?
Mga lumang gusali noong unang panahon.
Parang maganda doon ah.
Tara! Ganda naman dito. Para tayo bumalik sa nakaraan. Halina kayo at samahan kami sa nakaraan.
At tuklasin ang mga tradisyon ng Mailocan.
Hello today. Let's take a quick trip to one of the most iconic heritage sites in the Philippines, Calle Crisologo in Bigan City, Ilocos Sur. Walking down Calle Crisologo is like stepping into a time machine. The cobblestone streets, horse-drawn or calesas, and beautifully preserved Spanish-era houses make it feel like the past is still alive. These ancestral homes, with their capiz windows, wooden balconies, and stone walls, tell stories of a rich colonial history. This street is part of the UNESCO World Heritage Site of the historic town of Bigan. And despite modern changes, the city has made sure to preserve its cultural soul. Today, many of the old houses are now souvenir shops, cafes, museums, and etc. But they've kept their traditional charm. Fun fact, Calle Crisologo was named after Mena Crisologo, a respected Ilocano writer and politician. And every May, during the Viva Vegan Festival, this street becomes even more alive with parades, cultural dance, and vibrant local celebrations. Calle Crisologo isn't just a tourism spot. It's a symbol of Filipino identity, resilience, and pride in our heritage. So if you ever find yourself in Ilocos Sur, make sure to walk this historic street and experience the magic of Old Bigan. Thanks for joining me, and remember, preserving our heritage keeps our history alive.
Welcome to the digital exhibit of one of the most iconic landmarks in the Philippines. Nestled in the quiet town of Bantay, Ilocos Sur, just minutes from the heritage city of Bigan, the majestic bell tower has stood the test of time, a silent witness to centuries of history. Built in 1591, the Bantay Bell Tower served not only as belfry for the nearby St. Augustine Parish Church, but also as a watchtower. Its name Bantay comes from the Ilocano word means to guard. From the Spanish colonial era to the Philippines Revolution and even during World War II, the tower played a strategic role, watching over enemy movements and protecting the town below. Constructed using red bricks and traditional Ilocano clay, the tower is a fine example of Baroque architecture with some neo-Gothic influences. Its elevated position offers a commanding view of the surrounding plains, once vital for surveillance and today perfect for breathtaking sunsets. Throughout history, the Bantay Bell Tower has been a symbol of Ilocano strength, vigilance, and faith. It has survived earthquakes, war, and the passage of time, standing proud as a national historical landmark. Today, it continues to ring not just with bells, but with the stories of courage and resilience. Visitors can climb to the top of the tower to see a panoramic view of Bigan, Bantay, and even the distant mountains. Whether you are a historic enthusiast, a spiritual traveler, or a curious tourist, the experience is unforgettable. Bantay Bell Tower is not a monument. It is a storyteller, a guardian, and a bridge to our past. Thank you for visiting this digital exhibit of the Bantay Bell Tower. May it inspire you to explore, appreciate, and protect the treasures of our shared history.
Naimbag nga malamoy ng
Sabat, anak,
apay nga kasapulan tayo ti ag-atang no pesta na tayo kakaste.
yun na tadang dagiti kararo nga managapa, alkas dyan.
Nga pa ngayon no.
Birok dapat silaw na, mga kandila. Kung pantay dalawon ito sa simenteryo. Hindi may natay tayo. Tapos, pagkararag tayo pa.
Di mat ngayon ti sa Santo Inang apay nga agat-atang tayo jay.
Ito tinakairwaman. Hindi babagat hindi nga ikaw na.
Hindi man lang nang. Thank you.
The history of Atang is rooted in ancient Ilocano tradition, a food offering ritual for the dead that has evolved to incorporate Catholic beliefs. Originating as a practice to honor the deceased and the peace spirits, it is performed during significant occasions like Undas, All Saints' Day, and anniversaries, reflecting a belief in the continued connection between the living and the departed. Historically, the ritual's practitioner held special spiritual significance, and the practice was later adapted to coexist with Christianity, forming a syncretic faith that endures today. Ugaling alalahanin, ang mga namayapa na upang hindi kanila dalawin o multuhin, joke lang. Panatiliin nating buhay ang tradisyon ipinamana ng ating mga ninuno dahil sa itong yaman na pwede rin nating ipamana sa susunod na henerasyon.
Hello everyone, and welcome to Heritage Talks. Today, we're diving into the fascinating tradition of Panagdamili, the age-old art of pottery making in Ilocos, particularly in Vigan City, Ilocos Sur. The word Panagdamili comes from the Ilocano root word damili, which means to mold or to shape. It refers to the traditional method of making earthenware jars, locally known as bornay. These jars aren't just ordinary clay pots. They carry centuries of culture, craftsmanship, and community heritage. The history of Panagdamili in Ilocos dates back to the pre-colonial period, long before the Spanish arrived. The Ilocanos, with their resourceful nature, discovered that the rich, red clay found in the area was perfect for making durable jars used for fermenting fish sauce, bagoong, storing water, vinegar, and even rice wine.
But pottery in Bigan evolved even further during the Spanish colonial era, when Chinese immigrants introduced new techniques, including the use of pottery wheels and high-temperature nails. This fusion of local foreign practices led to the creation of the bornay jars. We recognize today stronger, thicker, and longer-lasting than ordinary clay pots. Bornay jars were so durable that they became a vital part of every Ilocano life. Aside from household use, they were also important in trade and agriculture. And because of their quality, these jars were even exported to other parts of the Philippines and neighboring countries.
Today, the damili industry is centered in Barangay Pagbornayan in Bigan, where you can still find local artisan or agdamili who use the manual potter's well and traditional wood-fired kilns. These potters continue to practice the same method passed down through generation, kneading the clay with their feet, shaping it by hand, and baking it in dragon-shaped kilns. What amazing is that each jar is handcraft, meaning no two pieces are exactly the same. Every burnay tells a story, not just of the clay and fire, but of the people and their passion behind it.
Panagdamili is more than just a craft. It's a symbol of Ilocano resilience, creativity, and heritage. Fast-paced world, it reminds us of the value of slowing down, using our hands, and keeping tradition alive. So next time you visit Ilocos, make sure to stop by Abornayan. Watch the potters at work, try it yourself, and take home a piece of history. Thank you for joining me today on Heritage Talk. I hope you gained a deeper appreciation for the beauty and history of Panagdamili, a true cultural treasure of the Ilocano people. Agyaman nak, and see you on the next Heritage. Agyaman nak, and see you on the next Heritage.
Mga lumang mga gusali noong unang